Hello again and welcome back to Brian Raby Art. Today we're going to do a fun little project for the holidays. Christmas is coming up and my daughter has sensory issues with her special needs and so really likes smells and textures. So lotion is a big exciting thing for her. So my wife went to the store and found these cute little ceramic lotion dispensers and got some different smells and things, and this is going to be part of my daughter's Christmas gift. My wife has gone ahead and labeled the different items here. We got cherry blossom and berries on these, but there are 5 of these little things. So we thought it would be fun to customize these with a little painting, a little label that would make it feel a little more fun for her when she opens it up. And I was thinking about a few different ways to do this. If I was doing this for an adult, I would probably take some sandpaper and sand this part of the glaze off of the ceramic slightly just to rough it up and probably paint right on these. But I have a feeling my daughter's going to get a lot of soap dripped on, or a lot of lotion dripped on here. We're going to be wiping it off constantly, and I don't know how well the paint is going to last if I put it right on here. So I'm going to make paper labels that we will then tape over so they have kind of a seal over them. We can wipe that off easily because we're doing this for a child. But the painting is the same. Just wanted to give you that heads up that if you're doing something like this for an adult, a craft project, probably making it a little more permanent and feel like it's part of the experience of the custom bottle, doing it right on there would be the way to go. And if I were doing that on my board, I would not have these filled yet, probably tape them down in a few different places so they didn't move around and I could work on them. And to get the ideas, I'm just going online, doing a Google image search for different things. One's like coconut, so I'm going to have a little palm tree in there and then the open coconut, kind of typical stuff. But because flowers and things like that aren't my forte, I'm using a little Google image search help to get me in the ballpark for some of these. So I've drawn a grid right on just, again, printer paper and put that on the board with these sizes. This is roughly 1 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches, I believe, or 3 1/2 inches. They all vary a little bit, but I'll deal with that when I cut the designs out. I just wanted to give myself a rough fill this space and a little bleed space. You'll see that on the paper. So I'm going to do a very light sketch of what I'm thinking for each one of these, and then come in with acrylics and do the painting, and then I'll, of course, show you the final product. So this is a great way to personalize an otherwise relatively simple gift, but adding that touch of art adds a personal touch and adds a little more customization and appreciation, hopefully, for the people you're gifting it to. And selfishly, from the artist standpoint, you get to do a little more practice and maybe get out of your comfort zone and do things like cherry blossoms or berries that normally I wouldn't be painting. right, coming back to me after I've finished, and I just want to jump in here with some notes. I am doing this on paper, so I'm able to use the white. I'm able to use a lot of water as I'm keeping these colors pretty transparent for most of it. If you're going to do this on the ceramic, sanding that ceramic square off and doing all your painting on that surface, you are going to have to mix the actual colors you want, and at least for a base layer, do all that pretty opaque with your colors. Another fun challenge I gave myself for this project was to just basically use one brush. I started with one and then I thought, let's just keep it going. Now, if I were doing this for client work or, something professional, I'd be doing each one of these much larger, using every brush at my disposal and, really making it print-worthy. For this use and for the fun of it, I thought we'll just use the one brush. Other than the lettering I did that with a smaller brush in white just to keep those letters as small as I could. And then one other oddball thing, as I was designing the berries section, I completely blanked on strawberries being a thing. And so I kind of shoehorned them at the end. Had I remembered about them as I was doing the initial drawing, it would have started with strawberries, then the blueberries, raspberries, and then blackberries at the top. So keep those colors every other, but I got them in there one way or another. It just didn't turn out to be a really eloquent design. Cherry blossoms also, I just kind of fudged the drawing, just kind of made vague shapes. And I wish for my background painting and things that I would have been a little more diligent about getting those shapes a little more correct. I had to be a little creative when I laid the white in and actually made the flower petals. Then I wanted to do some lining. I probably went a little overboard on this, but this is actually one of my favorite pens to use. It's just a Uniball pen I got at Target, and it's great. It's really smooth, but I tested it out on the page along with a Sharpie ultra fine point, and I covered both of them with a little bit of paint and water mixed and kind of rubbed them to see which one would smear out more, and the Uniball did smear a little. It probably wouldn't have been a problem, but I decided to stick with the Sharpie. Even after rubbing it a little bit, the line stayed pretty clean. And painting over the texture of the paint that I had down, some of the lines got a little janky, and like I said, I probably went a little too far with the lining. But again, this is a personal project for a home thing, so it's not the end of the world. All in all, I'm relatively happy with it. This is not my forte of painting, but I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. And at the end here, I'll show you each panel laid out, and then the final picture of them at least rough taped onto each of their jars so you can see how it's going to look when the gift is open. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it inspires you to do a little extra finishing touches of art on some of your gifts for this holidays, or plan it for next holiday season. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.